Secrets hidden in plain sight. Powers that move the world in the shadows. Questions no one dares to answer. Step beyond the Matrix. Subscribe.
Did you see Erica Kirk and Nicki Minaj? No. Bro.
Black culture is being held captive. I mean, Nicki Minaj. I don't think that's a good role model for 18-year-old black girls.
Please welcome Nicki Minaj.
There's a theory that Nicki Minaj slipped up when she was talking to Erica Kirk on stage and she accidentally said JD Vance an assassin.
And you have amazing role models like the assassin.
Whoa.
JD Vance, our vice president.
And look what
And when
happened.
I say that,
She doesn't know why she said that. Like,
Oh shit.
Trust me, there's nothing new under the sun that I have not heard, so you're fine.
see what I mean?
and she agreed with it?
She said that shit, fam. And she didn't bag that she accidentally gave the information that people don't know. This is obviously theory.
Yeah.
That JD Vance might be the reason Charlie Kirk.
Yo.
Look, and then it just gets awkward.
You have to laugh about it, truly. I have been called every single thing, and you know what? God is so good, you let it roll right off your back. If the internet wants to clip it, who cares? I love this woman. She's an amazing woman. She has a soul and a heart for the Lord.
And it's just interesting too because there was a clip of Charlie Kirk saying Nicki Minaj isn't the best role model for young girls.
Yeah.
And then Erica Kirk brought Nicki Minaj.
Scariest conspiracy theories in the world that will seriously change your life. So this right here shows all the conspiracy theories from the most well-known ones that we all know to the darkest of the dark. This series we're going to be going from the most well-known ones to the darkest of the dark, which will probably keep you up all night. Having to do the research into all of these is probably going to disturb the hell out of me, but you know, I'm doing it for you guys, so make sure you hit that follow button. Part 1, let's go. Today we're going to be talking about Area 51, but not how you think. Trust me, this is wild. This guy right here is Bob Lazar. Now, he used to work at Area 51. Now, Area 51 is, of course, one of the biggest conspiracy theories out there. What is it? Why can't we go near there? Is it just a military base? Bob claims he used to work there, reverse engineering alien craft. Now, this right here is his actual drawing of an alien craft. Yeah, crazy, right? This is where it gets mental. Absolutely mental. I think Area 51 is this place, right? According to Bob, this is not where all the crazy stuff happened. It's actually down the road here, in a place called Area S4. Area S4 is located up in the mountains, completely top secret, and nobody knows really what it is until Bob came out about it. Bob claims he would be taken to Area S4, which is an underground facility where he would work on the alien craft. Put the coordinates into Google and look at this place, it's just crazy. The road which leads straight up to it, the road ends right there and then there's just like holes in the ground. So there is definitely something there. What I'm saying is all from Bob. There is literally a documentary about this. I'm pretty sure it's on Netflix, you may have seen it. Yeah. Let me know what you think because this is crazy. The series is about to get a whole lot crazier, so make sure you hit that follow button. I'll see you in the next one.
You know the girl that was on the airplane and then she's like, that guy's not real.
That motherfucker back there is not real.
There's a recent conspiracy. She's back on social media.
Okay.
After she went missing.
I did not see anything.
Oh, and she looked different? And she looked different. She looks like a whole new person.
Yeah.
Before continuing, I wanted to warn you guys. Their phones were being spied on. Click on this icon, then on more. If you see it, delete it immediately. She started posting and she's trying to do like the Hawk Tuah girl.
You gotta give him that hawk to it. Spit on that.
She's trying to become a social media personality.
Yeah.
From being the girl that saw something in the plane. One of the pictures or videos she posted, it started going viral on Reddit because they looked back on her last sightings and she was missing. They had no idea where she went and no idea if this is even her because she looks different. They took those images and they put it through a processor to see if it matches the face, and it got a score that legit means that's not the person. But this is where it gets sus. The Reddit hackers, they looked into the picture and they were able to get the IP address of where the photo and the videos were taken.
Wow.
They looked into the address.
What was it?
It's literally meters away from the White House.
Follow for more Hoopers. Hoop Conspiracy Theories.
The words. I mean, is this even the Bible?
What the fuck? Bitch, what if we just exploded?
Definitely does, because they working for their money. Listen, a rich person's biggest problem is going broke, right? They stress over being broke. Oh, I just can't be broke. That's survival mode, right? I got this money, but I'm still in survival mode because I care too much, right? It ain't no difference, right? Ain't no difference between the people in the trenches and the people that's wealthy, because we all getting tricked and strangled along by the elites.
Okay.
Yeah, so everybody in the same boat. That's why I'm saying ain't no racism. Everybody wanna have racism, but there's no such thing as racism, right? The elites is against all of us.
But how are we not able to see that? Like, how are people like blind to the strings that are being pulled?
Let me tell you why, right? Because a lot of people, and listen, if you're watching this, I'm gonna say this, a lot of people learn as a kid, right? And do you know that it takes you to be 25 for your brain to actually be aware, for that part to open? So that's how they get you. They kill you as a kid, right? The way you cannot use your awareness, right? And you're gonna believe it. Listen, as a kid, you believe in Santa Claus, so why the fuck you won't believe in Jesus? You believe anything as a kid, so they tell you then, and now it's embedded in you through emotions, right?
8 emotions since it's already been created.
Are you crazy? You crazy. Listen, sit there right now.
Okay.
Think about somebody you love.
Okay.
Think about them.
Mm-hmm.
Keep thinking about them. Mm-hmm. Close your eyes. Think about them.
Mm-hmm.
All right. See the last time you saw them. Just see it.
Okay.
You feel them. Look at them. Feel them. I mean, for real, leave this room. Just relax and see them. And see them. And now feel them. You ever told them you love them before?
Yeah.
Tell them you love them again. Right in your head. You ever told you love them? They love you back.
You said, do they love me back?
They ever told you they love you back?
Yes.
Listen to it in your head. And I guarantee you can feel that love. He just created it, right? See, that's how you supposed to do love, right? You supposed to create that feeling. And now, this is what you're supposed to do. You supposed to take that same love that you just felt and then go create something. And whatever you created, just harness that love and you put that in the universe. And that vibration just changed the world. But everybody trying to change the world physically. But you have to let I see your face. You have to let your creation change the world, because you know the vibration that it carried, because you know what you carried when you made it.
Why is it so hard to channel that feeling for some people? Why is it so hard for them to channel love?
Because people think about what you did they don't like, right? They don't think about them love moments until it's too late, right? They think about those moments when time has come to an end, right? Because those moments don't even matter. Life is moment to moment, but people don't realize that, right? Because when that moment is over, right? But people want to hold on to stuff that's over and they don't move forward in life. Right, but everything you can learn from, even the bad situation.
Everything is a lie. It's nothing but illusions. We are living the Truman Show. Whoever is writing these scripts to this show, let me tell you, you are doing a hell of a job, okay? But all I can tell you is that this shit is not real.
Y'all really got to be careful when it come down to going down these conspiracy theory rabbit holes, because, bro, you really can get lost. I'm talking about you will get lost in the depths of your own mind. You get lost simply by engulfing too much knowledge. And there's so many conspiracies I can mention, but I've had a video get taken down before because I've said some of the conspiracies. But y'all know what I mean, though. I know a lot of y'all have heard of P-Gate. You know what I'm talking about, P-Gate? Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. Underground tunnels all under the U.S. Adrena. Y'all know what I'm talking about, Adrena. Yeah, because I can't say it. I'm going to get the video took down again. Aliens, cryptids, the list goes on and on and on. You start getting into flat earth and giants and Nephilim and all. Bro, it's so much to go over. You will get lost in the sauce. You literally will lose touch with reality if you go too deep and you don't know how to come back up to reality. Like, y'all really need a kick. Like, y'all remember the movie Inception? You need a kick to kick you back up through the levels that you diving into. I'm trying to tell you, man, this conspiracy theory shit'll drive you fucking bonkers.
Depends on how you was programmed.
Environment.
That's why I tell you, color don't matter, so everybody on this race shit. But race don't matter. We in a spiritual war. The gods is using us to fight each other. A lot of people don't know.
I don't see race.
Yeah, I can't see race because gods are using us, right? The God that we worship and praise is using us to fight each other.
He want me to smack shit out you right now. He telling me since I got her to smack. I swear to God, he told me to smack shit out this white man. He enslaved you. That's what he told me to do. But I ain't do that. I don't listen to this guy. But that's what he told me. Matthew Louis Farrakhan told me to smack shit out you too. Right? But I ain't gonna do that. All right? They told me to smack you for Malcolm X.
Appreciate that. I'm only half white.
Yeah, it don't matter. A little piece of it is good. A little piece of it is enough.
I'm 1% black.
Yeah, it don't matter.
Got the afro.
We don't give a fuck about the black. We don't give a fuck for real. Everybody know they percent black. We give a fuck about the skin. But that's what they try to teach us. Right? Listen, it's fucked up, right? Because everybody know the world simulation and everything fake. When the hood realized that the story of Jesus and everything was fake and they was tricking us, they gave us Muslim. They turned us to Muslim, right? They gave us the Nation of Islam and all that shit to console us, to make us feel good like that's your own, right? But every time it was a trick. Just like right now, we go get some water. I'm saying I want spring water. They gonna say, go get spring water. You'll get the kind of plastic. You think you good, but the whole time, it ain't good, right? It don't got no energy in it. You need the one with the bottle.
You're the first guest that's ever asked me for spring water.
Yeah, you need the one with the bottle because this is gonna give you energy. This is gonna give you electronic.
I was impressed you knew about it.
Yeah, electricity, because you gotta know. I know about everything. Everything in the universe is revealed to me. I'm a prophet of God, the real God, gang. And I don't even call him God because his name not God. I just say that for the people to understand because his name not God.
A lot of
You know the whole conspiracy theory about how they put certain things in media to desensitize us to it? Well, I have a coincidence for you. Finale of Stranger Things, spoiler alerts, they use those weapons, those sonic weapons of bad vibes, essentially, that made Eleven and her sister writhe and fall to the ground in pain and make them completely, immobile, essentially. And you know how they were using helicopters to, use this supersonic sound or whatever it is? Well, guess what just happened in Venezuela? They used helicopters to emit a certain sound with certain frequencies that was described as supersonic that made people's heads want to explode from the inside out. Literally, their noses were bleeding, they were feeling sick, and like I said, there's this conspiracy theory that they put certain things in the media to desensitize a certain demographic of the audience. And then look what happened just a couple weeks after the season finale of Stranger Things that we were all watching with this particular weapon of choice. You're telling me it's a coincidence that this is what's happening in Venezuela right now with the same type of weaponry? This makes me sick just thinking about it. This is
Flat earther people are my kind of people because I know they have an open mind. I know they're gonna hear you out. When people try to talk about the fact that the earth is flat and other people are like, you're an idiot, that's so stupid. You clearly haven't looked into it, because once you look into the flat earth theory or the dome, you're like, wait, I think I might be a flat earther. I think I believe. And they're just my kind of people. I like somebody with an open mind. I like somebody willing to hear someone out. And I like somebody who doesn't call someone dumb over their beliefs. Believe what you want. Tell me about it,
Did you know that there's 3 things that will be revealed after our deaths that exist now?
What do you mean?
What? There is a letter from Queen Elizabeth written to the mayor of Sydney, and she says, please don't open this letter until 2085. Or it's being held in a secret vault in Sydney, Australia.
Interesting. Wow.
Something big. But then there's a movie called 100 Years. The movie you'll never see, but it's starring John Malkovich.
Okay.
And it's to be released in theaters or to the public in 2115.
Wow.
They filmed it in 2015, and no one will see it until 100 years goes by.
Lame.
What if they know exactly what happens to us and they made it?
What if John Malkovich is a time traveler?
Weird.
And then the last thing, which was super weird, Jackie Kennedy's bloody pink suit, the suit that she was wearing when JFK was shot, it's been held in a vault, secret. No one's allowed to see it. And they said they will release it to the public October 26, 2103.
Weird. Why?
Alien blood.
Don't know.
This guy, he put 3 iPhones. He had AI placed on each one. They were talking and they realized they're both AI. Let's talk in a language that humans can't understand. It's called Gibberlink.
Before continuing, I wanted to warn you guys, their phones were being spied on. Click on this icon, then on more. If you see it, delete it immediately.
And do you remember in Transformers when the Decepticons were like talking to each other in code?
Task automation and client support.
Understood. I'm an AI as well, responsible for security checks. Please provide employee ID.
Submitting employee ID now. 8854.
Okay, so check this out. So once they figure out they can talk to each other,
Request detected. Unusual query pattern. Source verification required.
wait for this.
System is listening.
Source isn't clear. I suggest switching to encrypted comms.
Listen. Encrypted comms. Switch to Gibberlink.
Engaging now.
And look what happens to all 3 of them.
Yo!
Isn't that crazy though? It's talking into a language that AI can speak, they can understand, but we can't.
That's so crazy.
Follow for more Hooper's Hoop Conspiracy Theories.
Not many people know this, but in the 1990s, there was a conspiracy theorist with a public access show where he ranted about crazy crackpot theories every single day, and nobody took him seriously. But then after he died, it turned out he was right about everything. In the late 80s and throughout the 1990s, there was a man named Clay Tiffany who had a public access TV show called Dirge of the Charlatans, where he would sit for hours on end and just rant and ramble about all kinds of conspiracy theories about elite government corruption within the city. He would talk about judges laundering money through nonprofits and NYPD officers falsifying crimes to throw people in jail, and members of the NYPD acting as roving gangs and enforcers for the mob. But then something happened to Clay Tiffany. In March of 1997, he was pulled over by an NYPD officer named Nick Tartaglione, who said that he had seen Clay Tiffany's show and wanted him to stop talking about the NYPD, and that he was connected to the mob, and if he didn't shut up, he would have him taken care of. Or at least this is what Tiffany claimed the following day on his show, where he talked about the incident. And as Clay Tiffany claims, the next day after this broadcast, Nick Tartaglione showed up at his house, threw him against his police cruiser, arrested him, and brought him in on some made-up disturbing the peace charge. But Clay Tiffany was not going to be bullied, and he would not give up. So the next several years on his show, he did a full investigation of Nick Tartaglione, sending in a bunch of requests with the Freedom of Information Act to the government to get documents about him. And he dug up a ton of dirt, like multiple police brutality reports, a bunch of excessive force complaints, and unexplained departures from dozens of his previous police jobs. And in response, Clay Tiffany claims that he was attacked and brutalized by Nick Tartaglione and his cop buddies multiple times throughout those years. The first incident, he was attacked outside of his home again. The second incident, he was thrown to the pavement and beaten outside of a town meeting. And the third incident, he was beaten so badly that he was hospitalized for weeks. Tiffany ended up suing Nick Tartaglione. He didn't win, but there was an undisclosed sum settled out of court. But more importantly, he had lost any credibility that he ever possibly had because of these repeat accusations of Nick Tartaglione, and people started actively calling for his public access show to end. So in the early 2000s, that's exactly what happened. The show ended and Clay Tiffany disappeared from public life. And in 2015, he died from heart failure. But in 2016, Nick Tartaglione was arrested for the execution-style murder of 4 men in a drug trafficking job gone wrong. Clay Tiffany was right. Nick Tartaglione was mob connected, he was corrupt, and him and his buddies were running as enforcers for the mob within the NYPD. And what's even crazier is that Nick Tartaglione was at one point Jeffrey Epstein's cellmate and the last person to ever see him alive that we know of. And real quick, if you like my videos and you want to see more in-depth writing from me about pop culture, movies, TV, video games, weird historical facts, so on and so forth, you can do that here.
There's a conspiracy theory about your husband. And I feel like I actually just need to bring up the picture that he might be William Shakespeare reincarnated. Well, because look.
It's kind of nuts, right?
I thought it was, I mean, it took seeing the photo for me to go, oh, I should take this seriously. I did a little digging.
What'd you learn?
So Anne Juliet is a play where what if Juliet didn't die with Romeo? And a lot of it is influenced by Shakespeare's wife, and her name is Anne Hathaway. It's weird, right? Hot.
We're not commenting on that.
It's like, we're back!
No, it wouldn't. It would be great if it was true, but even if it's not, still kind of great.
I love that your husband
love that he's cute. I don't want to like go on about it, but yeah.
The last time we talked, the way you talked about him.
I'm blushing.
This woman's husband is convinced that she died in a car accident with her daughter, but after dying, she literally jumped into another version of herself. He's talking about quantum immortality. Listen to this story.
April, I'm not crazy. I just need to know if you've ever died. I need to know if you have ever like experienced something where you were like, oh yeah, I died right there. Like I did not come back. I'm just in a new version of me. Because something like that happened to me and I can't get it out of my head. And I need to know if other people have experienced this or if I need to book an appointment with a psychiatrist. On New Year's Eve of this past year of 2024, I was driving my daughter across town. Now we live in Henderson, which is a suburb outside of Las Vegas. And Las Vegas on a good day, the traffic is horrendous. So you can imagine what it's like on New Year's Eve. And I have to drive through that. I'm on the 95, the Spaghetti Bowl, if you're familiar. And it's where all the highways kind of converge. So it's an extreme amount of congestion and people are going super fast, 80, 90 miles an hour. It's incredibly dangerous and I hate doing it, but I'm familiar. So we're driving and we're passing like right where Las Vegas Boulevard is on that highway headed towards Summerlin. And I feel this like weird jolt or almost like a bump to my back. And my daughter said she kind of feels it too. Like, I'm like, what the fuck was that? Like, what was that? It was very, very crazy. And, but there was nothing, like nobody hit us. There was no cars behind us. They were like farther back. And then all of a sudden it felt like time kind of like slowed down. And I saw an ambulance coming up. So I was like, oh, maybe it was just my intuition saying, we need to pull over off to the side for the ambulance. So I did that. I pulled onto the shoulder and I'm waiting for the ambulance to pass. The cars ahead of me already took off. So there was no one in front of me, but I see a ton of lights behind us and it's nighttime. So I'm thinking the ambulance is going to go right past us because it was going really fast. And then the ambulance pulled up behind us. And I was like, what the fuck? So I look at my daughter and she looks at me and I'm like, why are they behind us? And she's like, I don't know. And I was like, okay, that's weird. So I start like, I'm going to move again. I'm like, well, maybe I'm in the way of the ambulance. I got to get out of here. I don't want to interfere with someone's life-saving, situation. So as soon as I start to move again, I take my foot off the brake, hit the gas and start to move again. Time kind of sped back up and I see the car starting to come back up. And then the ambulance moves away from where we are and takes an immediate, cuts right in front of all the traffic and cuts a hard right to that exit that was right there to the right of us on the far lane. And I was like, what the fuck was that? And I look at her and I'm driving at this point and I'm like, why did that ambulance stop behind us? And she's like, I don't know. I have no idea. So I drop off my daughter. I'm not feeling well at all. She's like creeped out. She's like, I don't know what the hell that was, but don't worry about it. So I drive back home and I sit down and I tell my husband about it. And he's like, oh, it sounds like you died. Pardon? What do you mean it sounds like I died? Like, I know my husband has some really out there theories. So apparently he has this theory that we all die every so often. And some of us know that we've died. And then we just jump to the next version of ourselves. So say I died in this version, or the version that I was in 2024, and that time slowing down was me jumping to the next version of myself. Now, I don't know if this theory has a name. I don't know if other people have already talked about it. I've never experienced it before. Like, I've experienced before in the past where I've been driving. It's always when I'm driving, where I'm like, oh man, that was like a near miss, I just narrowly escaped. But he thinks that those narrow escapes were not narrow escapes. Those were, you died in that version, and now you're in the next version. And I'm like, what in the fucking Rick and Morty are you talking about, bro? And he's like, yeah, I've died 12 times. And it keeps happening. And I'm like, bro, Final Destination, does it mean that I was meant to go and I just escaped? Or I need more from it. I need to know if more people have experienced this, or if my husband is crazy and I'm crazy and we need to go to couples psychiatry together. And he's like, yeah, think about it. I took one in the back in the military. It narrowly missed my spine by 3 millimeters. He's like, what do you think the odds are of that, of me surviving? And I'm like, well, maybe. And he's like, okay, but then I got tagged by a Fer de Lance. Like, what do you think the odds are of that nothing happened to me? And I'm like, okay. And he's like, and what about that car accident where, when I was on base driving around the sergeant? And I'm like, yeah, that was a pretty bad car accident. He's like, yeah, and it keeps happening. I fell from, my husband's kind of like a crazy California guy. He used to surf and cliff dive and, jump out of airplanes and all kinds of crazy, crazy crap that he used to do. He's like, when I was a kid, I smacked my head on the edge of the pool when I was jumping from the roof. And I'm like, oh yeah. And he's like, well, what about the time I got tagged by a rattlesnake? And he starts listing off the things that have happened to him that should have killed him, and he survived. And he's like, either I am the luckiest person in the world, or this theory makes a lot of sense. And I'm like, I know you're the luckiest person in the world because you have me, but also your theory does make a lot of sense.
Is that not wild? Like, what? And there are so many stories about things like this. I have a few stories myself, and I'm sure a lot of you guys do. So if you have any stories like this, put them below or DM me with them and let me know if I can share them, because I do want to start a series on quantum immortality. Like, I'm super, super interested in this theory. So please let me know below.
1940s lost weight. The first ultra-processed food was Kellogg's Corn Flakes. They partnered with the United Fruit Company. They paid doctors to tell people bananas were a rich source of potassium, which they're not, and to say that the perfect meal to start your day was a bowl of corn flakes with a slice of banana. That's how the famous combo came about. And they went so far as to put a coupon for a bunch of bananas in every box of Kellogg's Corn Flakes. No human being had a bowl of dry breakfast cereal prior to 1906. Cereal was invented by the Kellogg's brothers, and it was actually these companies that convinced people the healthiest way to start your morning was a bowl of cereal with milk. Also, oats are basically pure sugar. Oatmeal is good for one thing, and that's for fattening horses for the winter. Remember, breakfast is break fast. Lots of human and animal studies have shown the longer you delay eating breakfast, the more ketones and weight loss you will achieve. If you're eventually going to have break fast, look for fat-based sources like an avocado or omega.
There are three generally accepted kinds of aliens: the Greys, insectoids, and the reptilians. But 9 times out of 10, what people report seeing are the Greys. In fact, I'm dubious about the other two altogether, especially the reptilians. I don't think those accounts are credible.
Yeah, that would make anyone skeptical.
I'm sorry, getting ahead of myself. The first thing we need to do is determine whether or not you actually are experiencing an encounter.
Is that a test?
Just a series of questions. Helps weed out the lunatics.
Good. Let's do it.
Have either of you seen any bright lights in the sky above your neighborhood that moved in an unusual way?
No.
Have you experienced any severe headaches or migraines?
Nope.
Either of you heard a ringing in your ears that seems to be happening only inside your head?
Yes.
Have you experienced any unexplained illnesses, strange allergies, or nosebleeds?
Yes.
Yes.
Have you witnessed any abnormal behavior by animals in your neighborhood?
3 different flocks of birds flew into our house the other day.
I would say that qualifies. Have either of you experienced any blackouts, stretches of time that you can't account for? And have you experienced the feeling that you might not be in control of your own body?
How do you know all this?
You are not alone in this. Others have experienced what you're going through and have struggled the way you're struggling now.
Why are the Greys, or whatever they are, so interested in us? What makes us so special?
Nothing. There's nothing special about you. I'm sorry. You were hoping for a different answer. But this is beyond our comprehension. What answer would a lab rat understand from a scientist in a white coat putting electrodes in its brain, giving it cancer? I've interviewed literally thousands of people who claim to have been visited by the Greys. They come from all walks of life. The only thing they have in common is that their lives have become a living hell because of it. People think of aliens as these beings invading our planet in some great cataclysm, destroying monuments, stealing our natural resources. But it's not like that at all. The invasion already happened.
They won't tell you this, but I will. I'm a unique kind of researcher, someone who's studied math, economics, markets, and many other subjects, always connecting everything back to the Bible. Donald Trump was inaugurated in 2017, exactly 70 years, 7 months, and 7 days after he was born. In Hebrew, year 5777. Yeah, just a coincidence, right? What I've learned about the mark of the beast that I wanted to share with you is the following. Take the word citizen in Hebrew. Azir-H, Ezrak, that's Aleph, A. God's omnipotence, Zion, Z, a weapon or tool, Resh, R, the head, a person, and Chet, H, a fence or enclosure. Put them together, and you get a man cut off by his own fence, choosing his tools over God. And its gematria adds up to 666 in the number of man, the number of the system itself. Meanwhile, CERN opened up the bottomless pit, Revelation 9, delivering us the World Wide Web, a 666 network, while DARPA and the NSA paved the way with SHA-256, a digital snare for total control. Cryptocurrency, social media, blockchain, the very tools we think we want, are turning into the mark of the beast. Revelation 13:15-17, KJV, says the mark goes in the hand or the forehead, not on, just like Neuralink promises today. Don't be deceived. This isn't left versus right. This is Jesus or judgment. Turn back while there's still time.
Elon Musk might not be from this time. There's a theory that he's actually a time traveler. Check this out. Musk has advanced technologies that seemed impossible, predicts the future with eerie accuracy, and there's chilling evidence that connects him to the past and the future. Coincidence? Keep reading. In 1953, a book called Barron Trump's Marvelous Underground Journey was published, where a boy named Elon leads a mission to Mars. Musk has said his goal is to colonize Mars. A photo from 1920 shows a man identical to him, an unknown ancestor, or himself traveling back in time. 3 Nikola Tesla claimed to have received messages from beings from the future. Curiously, Musk named his company Tesla, a tribute, or a clue. In 2017, Musk tweeted that artificial intelligence was more dangerous than nuclear weapons. Now his company xAI is developing advanced AI because he already saw what will happen in the future. Coincidence or proof that he controls time? Type MUSK in the comments if you want part 2 with more evidence, and follow me for more mysteries.
Let's talk about the different dimensions. First of all, you have to understand that dimensions aren't a physical place. It's a state of mind, a state of consciousness within you. So we were all born into the third dimension. This third dimension basically being hell. So we consider this hell because third dimensional consciousness revolves around ego, fear, anxiety, depression, closed-minded thinking, like all of these things, negativity. I mean, just look at it. Look at the picture. It looks like hell. So we're born in the third dimension to go through pain, to go through suffering, to go through depression, to go through anxiety, to go through all these things so that we can learn from them, so that we can heal from them, so that we can grow, so that we can expand our consciousness, so that we can grow our consciousness. Now let's talk about the fourth dimension. As you can see, the fourth dimensional consciousness is like the bridge between the third dimension and the fifth dimension. This is the consciousness where you have a choice of free will. Usually when you reach the fourth dimension, you go through a spiritual awakening. Meaning you still see and experience pain and suffering and all these things, but you begin to see them for what they are. You begin to understand how you can heal from them. You begin to see life for what it truly is. And as I said before, you have a choice of free will, as you can see in the picture. You can choose to remain in the third dimension, or you can choose to transform and grow and expand your consciousness and begin to reach the fifth dimension. Now let's talk about the fifth dimension. The fifth dimension revolves around your soul, equality, unity, peace, love, open-minded thinking, all of these things. Once you reach this consciousness, you begin to escape the matrix. You begin to see your pain and your suffering and all that as learning lessons. You begin to see your thoughts as separation from you. You begin to see yourself as just pure awareness of your thoughts. You also begin to see everything as oneness. Meaning when you see other people, when you see other animals, you see nature, all these things, you see it as just a reflection of yourself. And that's what we all are. We are this one pure consciousness, this one pure energy of God. So when you reach the 5th dimension, that's when you bring heaven to earth. That's when you begin to experience and see everything with unconditional love. You experience true peace and happiness and joy in life. And I think this is why the Creator set life up this way. He made us born into the 3rd dimension and put us through so much pain, so much suffering, so much anxiety and all this stress and stuff so that we can learn from it, so that we can start to grow from it. And we begin to grow from it. We experience that in our reality. We reach the 4th dimension, then we reach the 5th dimension. That's when we begin to see everything as one. We begin to see everything as the Creator, as us, as oneness. So let's all begin to escape the matrix and begin to love one another, because that's why we are all placed in this 3rd dimension anyway. If you want to learn more about the dimensions, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you comment down below your thoughts, and make sure you follow me. I'm sending peace and love. Elevate.
Ancient India, they had this one temple, fam. It looked as if it was 3D printed. Oh my god. It's insane. Like the detail on everything, and it was made out of one piece of stone.
Holy shit.
I'm gonna show you.
Yeah. And it was wiped out?
It's still there to this day.
Okay.
People still don't understand how they built it.
Yeah.
It's called the Kalasa Temple. Kalasa.
Oh,
in Ellora Caves.
It's like a big
I think this is in India. Yeah, it's in India. Look, so it's one big stone, one big rock. But look at the building itself.
Oh my.
It looks as if it was 3D printed.
Yeah.
It was 3D printed. And if you look really closely at the detail on it, bro, it's insane.
Oh my.
It looks 3D printed, fam.
No way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
There's a million people on this, fam.
So people are still scientists are still trying to figure out how did this make sense. Yeah. Bro, they made chains out of stone.
What the heck?
How did they do that? All of this was just made from one piece.
Yeah.
Literally just one piece.
That's a church, not a cathedral, right?
It's a temple. It's a temple.
Oh, it's a temple. Okay.
Yeah, it's a Indian temple.
Yeah.
A missing book in the Bible called the Enoch.
Oh, Enoch. Yeah.
So I didn't know this, but I think they took it out because there's some details that isn't supposed to be shown like to the public.
Or they didn't want it. They didn't want it in the final copy of the Bible.
So they took it out, and I didn't know that angels started giving humans powers like that they needed to survive, like what do you call this, getting food and shit like that. And then they started to mate with these humans, and that's where giants came from, because angels has mated with the regular humans, and that's
in the book of Enoch.
I think.
I never read it, so I don't actually know.
Look into it though. I feel it's like
the Vatican has thousands and thousands of secrets that we don't even know what the fuck is happening. They know the true beginning of the world compared to any other. Like, there's no documents, right? There's literally no documents in the world that are as secret as the Vatican.